Hey, Candy,
Yes.
you want to powder me, you said? Better do it right now.
Get to. Look really good though.
Okay, let's not do it.
Get you right thing.
Hmm.
But I'm right here if you need me.
All right,
Okay?
okay.
Move that cookie tree again, there's banana tree. You said you were gonna be cookies, so I'm checking the lights.
Right here.
Good. How's your friend Marty Stewart doing?
He's doing great.
Good.
He's doing good.
I bet he's on the road.
I think he is. He worked a session at my studio last week, but
Oh, good.
I think he's on the road now.
Well, I bet he enjoyed that.
He lives nearby, right?
Hmm. Next door.
Wow.
Pretty close by.
He lives in the house that's between this house and Roy Orbison's house.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh, man. How big is your studio?
I'm just going to the meeting.
It's well, it's big enough. It's it was a log cabin,
Really?
and we converted it into a studio, and then we added a room for musicians just recently.
Wow.
It's it's not a really big studio. It's just adequate, you know.
As long as you can make music in it and record it, that's
Yeah.
probably
I never
enough.
have believed in big ballroom-looking studios.
Yeah,
Don't need them.
it's true. What kind of studio do you record in with Rick Rubin? Does he get little
Recording in
studios?
his house,
Ah, oh, there you
even a smaller studio.
go. How are we looking?
You're all set. We're on.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, you've been a star forever, and you're still as big a star as you've ever been. You've got these 6 Video Music Award nominations. How do you feel about that?
Kind of overwhelmed. I'm very grateful for the nominations and for all the votes.
Yeah. Did you, do you enjoy the video process? Do you like to make videos?
Not especially.
Yeah.
No, not especially.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. It's just work. It's sometimes it's really fun, like, and I enjoy it very much usually.
Mhm.
But the getting there and all that. No, it's just I enjoyed doing the Hurt video. I enjoyed doing that very much because I felt we were doing something worthwhile.
Yeah.
That it was something that was kind of special.
Whose idea who came up with the concept, the idea of the Hurt video?
Mark Romanek,
Uh-huh.
the director.
And how did you feel about it? I mean, it's a very heart-wrenching video. It's very personal.
Well, as you say, personal. I was there personally, right in the middle of the thing. So after it was put together and I saw it, I watched it with kind of a critical eye, you know, see what I could find wrong with it. I didn't find much wrong with it at all. And I called Mark and told him so, that it was a job well done. I was proud of it. And same with Rick Rubin. I called Rick and told him that I appreciated his input, that I felt like it was really a good video. So I was happy with it from the beginning.
It was a very emotional video. I mean, did you feel very emotional
I did.
doing
I
it?
did. I felt very emotional doing the Hurt video, yes.
Where did the song come from? Did Rick Rubin play it for you and say, we're going to do this song?
Yeah.
What did you think when you first heard it?
Yeah, Rick played the song for me, and when I heard the record, I said, I can't do that song. It's not my style.
Yeah.
He said, well, let's try it another way. Let me do something. So he put down a track, and I listened to it. So we started working on that. From there, we started working on it until we got the record made.
So it came out really, really well.
Thank you.
In the video, it's almost like you seem to be looking back at your career and all the accomplishments and sort of saying that this stuff doesn't mean much in the light of eternity, the light of mortality.
Exactly. It's all fleeting. as fame is fleeting.
Yeah.
Fame is fleeting. So are all the trappings of fame fleeting. The money, the clothes, the furniture, of which I have
Lots.
lots of.
But in looking back at all that you've done, do you have any regrets about what you've done, or do you think it's? I mean, there's so much you've accomplished.
I used to, but I don't. I forgave myself.
No. Well, that's good.
When God forgave me, I figured I better do it too. So everything's all right now.
There's today. There's Eminem is this rap guy. I don't know if you're aware of him or not.
Yeah.
And he's always getting in trouble because he does songs about death and murder and drugs. And I know you've done a lot of songs about death and murder and some drugs too. Were you criticized? Did you get a lot of criticism about this when you were making records like that?
I didn't get any direct criticism about Hurt. I mean, I didn't get preachers calling me or anything like that, you know. But I got people that I expected to not especially like it. They let me know that they kind of turned a deaf ear to it. That I would be all right so as long as I didn't play that video for them or that record for them. But most people, and I mean that, most people, 98% of them were complimentary. I didn't get very much flack at all. My children, my grandchildren, they all love it. They all love it, and they're all proud of it, and they're at they're coming to the show.
Are you bringing a large group of people with you to the?
Yeah, bringing a lot of people with me. So I need some help.
But going back to songs like Folsom Prison Blues, and that's about shooting somebody, and some of your songs are about God, love, and murder. Did people criticize you for that sort of song back in those years?
Always have.
Yeah.
They always have. I've always had that pointed up in my face that I wrote a song with a line in it, like I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. But I wasn't the first. In the late 20s, country singer Jimmy Rogers, in one of his blue yodel songs, had a line that says, I'm going to shoot poor Thelma just to see her jump and fall. He may have been the first to write a line like that. I don't know. But I wasn't thinking of Jimmy when I wrote it. I was thinking that I was in that prison. That's where I try to put myself in the place of that I'm singing about.
Well, of course, songs about death and love go back to even the Carter family stuff was about that. So that goes back to Britain, probably.
Oh, yeah, Carter family is all about, there's a lot of bloody songs in the Carter family repertoire, too. Yeah.
And some of the, as I was saying, there's a lot of young black guys today are doing songs like that, and they get a lot of criticism for that. Would you have any advice for them? Just ignore it, or
ignore it. Ignore it. Do what you do. Do what you do. You can't let people delegate to you what you should do when it's coming from way in here,
No.
And somebody comes up in your face with something, tells you what you ought to do, then you can take them at their word, or you can just turn your back. I wouldn't let anybody influence me into thinking I was doing the wrong thing by singing about death, hell, and drugs. Because I've always done that, and I always will.
Did you have? You had a period where you were taking drugs, and you were very religious to begin with. I mean, you wanted to be a gospel singer. Right?
Yeah, I also sing about God.
Yeah.
But
I mean, did that period when you were involved with taking drugs, was that like a spiritual crisis? Did you feel you were doing something, you'd lost your way?
Yeah, I did. I felt like that I had definitely lost my way. Let me have a drink of tea and I'll tell you the story.
Okay, that'd be great. I'll have one too. Are we still rolling?
Yeah, still
Okay. Okay.
In 1967, just before I bought this place here, I was on amphetamines really, really bad. And I was totally insane. And I got in my Jeep and I drove down to Chattanooga. And there was a cave there called Nickajack Cave that, a monstrous cave. It went for miles back up under Lookout Mountain. And I went into that cave with my pills and just exploring, you know. I had all these wild ideas about finding gold or Civil War relics or something in this cave. And I kept going and I kept going, and the cave kept getting bigger, and these big rooms with the stalactites and stalagmites were there.
Yeah.
And I'd shine my light on them and imagine all kinds of things, but I keep going. And I kept taking the pills, I kept taking the amphetamines. And at a certain point, after I'd been in there about 3 hours, it seemed like 3 hours, it might have been less, it might have been more. I sat down and I took more pills, and then I laid down. And then, and I closed my eyes, or I tried to close my eyes. You can't close your eyes for long on amphetamines. I laid down and I said, God, I can't take it anymore. I can't make it any further. You'll have to take me now. I want to go. I want to die. And I closed my eyes and I said, I'm going to die now. And I've never said that God talked to me, you know, but it seemed I heard his voice saying, you're not going to die yet. You know, I felt like that God was telling me, you're not going to die yet. So I got up, I sat up, I felt better, I felt sober. I got up and I did this old Indian trick. See which way the wind was blowing. And I followed that
Back out of the cave.
out to the entrance of the cave. And I got out, got in my Jeep and went home.
Was that the end of your dependence on amphetamines?
Well, it was the beginning of the end, yeah. There was a commissioner of mental health for the state of Tennessee that was a friend of mine in June's. And June called him and he had him come out. She had him come out. And he said, if you're serious about getting off of amphetamines, he said, I'll be here at your house every day at 5 o'clock.
Oh.
I said, I'm serious. So he started coming. And I stayed straight and sober except for one day. And that one day he came out and he said, he walked in the door. He said, how you doing? I said, great, just great. And he said, the hell you are.
Too enthusiastic.
He said, you ain't great. I said, no, sir, I'm not great. He caught me. But anyway, that was the beginning of the end. I did get off of amphetamines then, and I stayed off for quite a long time.
And June helped you with all that,
Oh,
too.
she was my solid rock. She was always there. She was my counselor, comforter, everything else. What a wonderful woman she was.
So you were married for more than 30 years. What's the secret to that? How do people stay together that long?
We were together 40 years.
Oh,
we worked on the road together
Yeah.
since 1963, and we got married in '68. And the secret for a happy marriage: separate bathrooms.
Really? That's it?
I think so.
Did she, when June passed on, did she have any advice for you? Did she say, keep going, keep making music? Or?
Oh, she always said that. Oh yeah, she was my great encourager. She loved the Hurt video. She loved it, and I'm so glad she lived long enough to see it do what it did and to get the attention that it got. Because she did love the Hurt video. And she was my biggest critic, too. If she didn't like something that I did, she told me about it in a hot minute. Break.
Yes.
Okay?
Very good. You feeling okay?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? Good.
Just a little bit more okay.
Sure. Take your time. I'm glad we have this iced tea.
You can't send yourself out, haven't
I know. Just let me know you're okay.
I? Yeah, we're.
Okay. All right. But it must be, I imagine it must be to be married so long and then to lose someone. I imagine people would sometimes just want to stop and say, you know, because spouses sometimes just follow each other. But you're still going and ready to go. Where do you get the energy, the
She
strength?
told me in the hospital, said, go to work. I said, what are you talking about? She said, don't worry about me, go to work. And at the funeral, I could almost hear her saying, go to work. 3 days after the funeral, everybody said, you're crazy. But 3 days after the funeral, I was in the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I stayed in the studio for 2 weeks. And it was great therapy for me. And I think I accomplished more in that couple of weeks than in
Wow.
most of the other year combined.
And you're going off to do another record now.
Yeah, I'm doing another record now. That's what I started doing.
Mm-hmm.
This a new record, American 5.
Uh-huh.
I go to California from here, from New York. I go to California and finish the record with my producer Rick Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
Rick has some more songs and got a few things up his sleeve for me that
I'll bet.
I'm anxious to sit down with him and listen to and hear what he's got.
Do you know what the songs are yet, or is it
No.
going to be a surprise?
No, I don't know. I really haven't asked.
Uh,
'Cause he knew that I was into the things I was doing here, and he just let me know that he's working on some things.
how did he come to? How did he approach you to be on his label?
I was doing a show in California, and when I came off stage, my manager, Lou Robin, came to me and said, there's a man here named Rick Rubin that said he would like to meet you, that has a record company, and he would like to record you. And I said, I don't want to meet him. And he said, yeah, I think you might like him. I said, why? And he said, well, he's different. He's not
Yeah.
like the rest of them.
So true.
And so I told him to bring him back, and so I went back, and there's Rick, and immediately I liked him. And I said, so if you had me on your record label, what would you do that nobody else has done? And he said, what I would do is let you sit down before a microphone with your guitar and sing every song you want to record. Just you and your guitar. And I said, you're talking about a dream I had a long time ago to do an album called Late and Alone. And he said, that's it. He said, that's the kind of record that we want to make. Well, that was my first American record.
Uh-huh. And did he tell you
Just
then?
me and my guitar.
Did he tell you then you're going to have to do videos too?
No, he didn't. He didn't tell me I'd have to do videos, but actually I kind of expected it, and I guess I kind of hoped I would.
Yeah. Did you find it a strange thing? Well, you've made movies before, so it's different from making movies, though, isn't it?
No, I've done a lot of videos.
Yeah. But do you enjoy it yet? Do you enjoy it by now, or is it still?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I enjoy doing videos.
Do you know we've talked to a lot of younger musicians, like Kid Rock and Bono from U2. You have so many fans among musicians. I mean, do you get to meet them, or do they write to you or call you?
Oh yeah, yeah, I get to meet them. I talk to Bono quite often, and I've never met Kid Rock yet. I think I might meet him this weekend.
I think so.
I think so. I'm looking forward to it. And who else did you mention?
Let me see, where to begin? There's Pharrell Williams, who's a hip-hop producer. We talked to a lot of people, just all these younger musicians. I think your albums have brought attention to you from young listeners, but the musicians who play for them already know you. Everybody knows your stuff. I mean, and you must be aware of this, right?
Well, I'm aware that some of them do, yeah. My little world, has been kind of limited, you know, lately since Jim's death. I've kind of hung close to home here. Yeah, I did hear from Kid Rock through Hank Williams Jr. that he would like to meet me. So look forward to that. I still like people like Emmylou Harris. My favorites. Getting tired. Next question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still thinking of people. I wonder if you were there at the beginning of rock and roll music. Do you still keep in touch, like Jerry Lee Lewis? Do you hear from any of these people?
I haven't heard from the Killer in quite a while. I get an invitation to his birthday party every year. I haven't heard from him in quite a while.
Yeah.
I understand he's doing well. Glad
Let's
to hear
hope so.
that.
Yeah.
I love the Killer.
Yeah.
We're good friends.
Do you remember touring with those people? On the
Oh,
tours?
yes, I toured with him. There was a package of myself, Jerry Lee, Roy Orbison, and Carl Perkins.
Wow.
We toured all over the United States and Canada.
Were you all pretty young and wild at that
Oh,
time?
yeah. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, we were.
Have applause here.
Young and wild and crazy.
Kirk, can I take that?
Sure. Let me ask that question again.
Dad, you need anything?
No thanks.
Is everything okay? Great. Okay. Say when.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask that question again. So you're out on the road with all these people.
Sorry. People.
Something's wrong. Some television problem.
Okay, I think.
Okay. So you're out on the road in the early days with Jerry Lee and all these people, and it was a pretty crazy times.
We were all young and wild and crazy.
How crazy were you?
Oh, as crazy as you can get. I mean, crazy, crazy. Yeah. About the time we were doing these tours, we discovered amphetamines, or I did anyway. And Jerry was, he thought he was going to hell for not preaching. He went to seminary, and he wanted to be a preacher, but he turned to rock and roll, and he'd tell all of us, he'd go into a tangent some night backstage and tell us all we were going to hell for singing the kind of music we were singing. I said, maybe you're right, Killer. Maybe you are. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Did you feel bad about singing that kind? Did you look
No.
upon yourself as a rock and roll person or a country, or did you ever think about that, or one or the other?
No, I felt good about it.
Yeah.
I felt good about singing what I sang.
Yeah.
I never once had a pang of guilt about singing anything that I sang. If I knew I was going to, I wouldn't sing it.
But do you think of yourself, looking back, do you think of yourself as country or rock and roll or folk, or is there any difference?
I don't think of myself as anything.
No.
I don't, you have to call me the way you see me. I don't care.
And I understand you did a song recently with Joe Strummer, the Redemption song. How did you get together?
Redemption?
The Redemption song?
Redemption Day?
Yeah. With Joe,
The Bob Marley song.
was it a Bob Marley tune, or did you maybe? You didn't?
Oh, Redemption. Oh, Redemption song. Oh, yeah, Bob Marley song. I'm sorry. It wasn't released. It wasn't released. It wasn't in the album. We recorded it for American 4, but or the Man Comes Around album.
Yeah.
But it was not in the album. For the album that Hurt is in,
Uh-huh.
it was supposed to have been in, but for some reason it didn't make the album.
But you worked with this guy Joe Strummer was on it, and Tom
Yeah.
Morello.
Mhm.
Were they good guys to work with?
Oh, he's wonderful. He was wonderful. I was so sad about his death.
No.
He's such a nice, sweet guy.
What is how much has record making changed? Well, it's changed a lot, I'm sure, since you were at Sun Studios. Is it just way out of control now? Is it just too big?
Oh, no, it's easier.
Oh.
It's easier. But with all the new technology, it's great.
Wow.
with the Pro Tools and all that.
I wonder how you, when you look back at what you've done, do you realize this monumental amount of work that you've created and what it means in American music? Do you feel like you're in a monument of American music, or do you just look at yourself as John Cash?
Just as John Cash.
But you must know how people feel about you, right? Do you hear from a lot of fans all the time?
Yeah, quite often. I hear from a lot of fans, yeah. I do. Look, I appreciate all that, all the praise and the glory, but it doesn't change the way I feel about anything, really. I just do what I do and just hope that people enjoy it and just try to be myself in whatever I do.
No. Do you look, I know people...
John, to wrap up. So,
Okay.
maybe ask one more question and then we'll do.
Yeah,
one more question.
there's one more question. I don't want to strain you.
The VMA trophy. I think that's okay.
Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Sure.
I know it's like probably difficult. Are you rolling?
Yep, ready to go. Here we
Okay.
go, folks.
I wanted to ask you, I think people that have no faith probably look at death as something very scary, but you believe and you have faith. I mean, does it make it easier to look ahead and say, well, my life may end, but it's been good, I'm not afraid?
Oh, I expect my life to end pretty soon. You know, I'm 71 years old. And I have great faith, though. I have unshakable faith. I've never been angry with God. I've never turned my back on God, so to speak. I never thought that God wasn't there. That I knew that, see, He's my counselor. He's my wisdom. All the good things of my life come from Him.
Where do you think we go afterwards?
Where do we go? When we die, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we all hope to go to heaven.
That's true.